Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Ursa Ryan, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite the game for you because we're back with A to Z. We're playing with Sumeria, but not as you know them. And I have a very different game for you that's going to turn Civ as we know it on its head, as not everyone starts at the same time. Why don't I explain a little bit about what I mean? First of all, on to Sumeria. I'm not using the base Sumeria today. No. I'm using a mod. Specifically, this one, Sukritact Sumer Rework. Now, I really like this mod. It gives Sumeria a little bit more teeth, I guess you could say. Makes Gilgamesh a little bit more interesting. We'll talk about the specific changes in a second. Today I'm also playing with historical spawn dates. Now this mod effectively changes the game so that civilizations spawn into the game roughly at the correct time. So currently it is 4000 BC. Sumeria, or Sumer, exists. Other civilizations, they don't. Like, for instance, England, France, America, all countries that existed much later in the course of human history. What this mod does is stops people from spawning into the game, effectively putting them onto a sort of watching mode, until the point the game ticks over into the correct date, and at that point, they spawn in. The longer the game waits, the more they spawn in. More cities, more population, more tech, more gold. They even can steal cities around them in order to effectively create a country in the middle of one that already exists. It can be absolute carnage, and as Sumer, what we're going to have to do is build a civilization that spawns right at the beginning of the game, and we're going to have to try and survive the appearance and emergence of multiple new civilizations. It is a huge 12-player continents and islands map with 24 city-states. The city-states themselves, they also get affected by this. They spawn into the game randomly. These are the details. Remember, if you're having a hard time putting this game together, or you want to know exactly the mods that I use to create it, including all of the user interface mods that I use, come along to Discord. I keep a full list and the save file in there so you can play along. But finally, and most importantly, again, Deity++ emerges. We are playing on difficulty Deity++, which is number 10, 2 levels above the regular Deity. This is a spawned difficulty setting that makes the game a lot harder. That difference between Emperor and Deity, well, that's the difference between Deity and Deity++. We're going to have to be working incredibly hard to win this one. Now, Sukritact's version of Sumer, the Sumerian Empire, is really interesting. It looks a little bit like this. The Epic of Gilgamesh has been tweaked. The usual barbarian outpost receives a tribal village reward. That's the same. I can, however, use my faith to purchase my unique war cart, as well as battering rams, siege towers, and melee units, so I have another use for my faith, which is very handy. And instead of having a thing with alliances, instead, all newly founded cities begin with +1 population. This is because Sumeria is supposed to be the cradle of life, civilization's existence, its beginnings, its origin story. So having civilizations that have a little bit more population when they settle cities is quite fun. Farms adjacent to a river yield 1 science when next to the city centre, or 1 faith when next to a ziggurat. The ziggurat has been changed slightly. It only has 1 science now, but it can get another science for being surrounded by 2 adjacent farms, and it can have a faith for each adjacent district. It provides an immunity if adjacent to a city centre, and it gets more science as the game goes along, but you can't build them next to each other anymore, so these are not as spammable as they used to. Finally, a war chariot. It's a little bit weaker, but it's quite fast and effectively cheaper to build, so this is almost like a replacement scout that turns into a knight later into the game. Very good. You can't really war chariot rush as much as you could before. That and the Deity++ combat bonus the AI is getting makes it incredibly difficult to attack people. So yeah, early game, we're going to struggle to do that. But trust me, as people start appearing in this game, we're going to have to make sure that our civilization is incredibly strong to withstand the just abrupt appearance of everyone. This is going to be incredibly messy. Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves into your Sumerian war chariots and make sure that you are ready to go, because we're going to go raid some barbed outposts. Let's get going. But before we get started today, I need to tell you about something concerning. Here is Ursa Bear. Ursa Bear was going about their daily life, chomping on crisps, playing Civ 6 when disaster struck. Ursa Bear was unfairly expelled from Oxford University's Civ 6 program. Sad, alone, scared, Ursa Bear made his way to the fabled promised land, the University of Sancor. But there was a catch. The head of the University of Sancor, the vampire Lord Sucklington, refused to let Ursa Bear attend. Without 50,000 subscriptions on his application to enroll, Ursa Bear did not qualify for their world-leading education. The University of Sancor takes only the best. Will you help Ursa Bear stick it to Oxford? Will you subscribe today? Thank you, and back to the video. Turn 1, and I am presented with an immediate choice. Now, I have a lovely, delicious 2-3-1 ivory hill rainforest tile above me. That is wonderful. I've got some 1-3 tiles here as well. A 2-1 culture is also pretty good. And we've got plains hills. So basically the way I'm looking at it is this. I'd like to work this tile first. That's a really good tile. It's whether or not I settle on the flat land or I move on to the hill. If I move onto the hill, I lose a turn, but my capital does gain an extra production from the actual tile that it's sat on. I will just move across this river just to explore a little bit. Farmable resources on rivers. Just keep an eye on these, right? This is going to be very handy for a little bit later. Sumeria starts with very, very powerful cities. I get an extra population when I put a city down. The other thing to keep in mind as well is historical spawn dates does give your cities a little bit of a buff when you first spawn them. The later into the game, the more buff that you get. Now, I believe because I'm doing this right at the beginning of the game, I get an extra population on my capital, and that's about it. So my capital will have 3 population when I settle it, which is very nice indeed. And I think because I'm going for straight the 3 pop, I think I might just take the gamble and move on to the hill just because it feels like the good thing to do. I now have 1, 2, 3 ivory around me. Okay then. That's not a bad move. You know what? I will take that. I will take that entirely. Oh, what is that sound? Oh, it's this. The Babylonian Empire emerges here. Did you see the map just move there? Oh no, I think Babylon's over here. Oh, I was really worried about Babylon spawning on this game. I really didn't rig it. That is unfortunate. Okay, well, we're just going to have to live with that one, aren't we? Let's settle our capital, Uruk. 3 population. I don't think it gets anything for 3. Oh no, I do get a super monument. Now, this is how the mod works, okay? It's actually quite exciting. Increases loyalty pressure from all citizens until the era threshold for a number of cities is reached. So it gives me a lot more loyalty. Huge amount more loyalty. And districts cost 50% less to produce in all cities. Now, reading into the mechanics of this, I am an ancient era civilization, and that means that the era threshold is 1. So if I settle another city, I lose the super monument. So it's going to give me a little bit more of a bonus to my capital just for a little while. I don't mind that at all. That's pretty good. Oh man, imagine if we get the camp Pantheon here. Look at this. This would be 3 separate camps would all get boosted. Oh, that's so good. I think I'm going to go animal husbandry immediately just to pick that up. And look, you can see all 3 tiles are being worked immediately. I want a little bit more equipment in my city. I'm going to build 1 of my war carts. Now, this is going to act as a bit of a scout for me, but it'll also just increase my defense of my cities up just a small amount, just to hopefully stop the AI from rushing in should they choose to. What's in the tribal heart? A relic. It's a relic. You know what the drill is here, people. Come along to Discord. All of your friends are there. In all seriousness, I'm going to take a save file of this turn 3 save with a relic just so that you can play with it. Aren't I lovely? Now, looking at this map, one thing I've already seen is a little bit of a combination. I want to put farms on a river next to my city center, and if I do that, I get an extra science on them. So if I just show you this, if I were to put a farm on that tile, it would also get an extra science. Unfortunately, the map tags are not going to show me the full glory of this. With these 2 farmable resources, if I were to, for instance, put a city center on this tile there, both of these would get a science. Even better, if I were to then put a ziggurat on this tile, that would be worth 2 science rather than 1 because it would be next to 2 farms. We'll keep an eye on things like that. I don't really know where or why I'm going to settle for a little while, but if I can do something fun, I will. Whoa, what's all happening here? So, right, Muscat has just spawned. Interesting, they appear to be above me and to the left. So actually, if I go meet them first, then I can get myself a little bit of extra gold. Anshan appears to have spawned next to Babylon. It's a little bit worrying, and Jerusalem is over there. I wonder, is the game putting all of the civilizations next to each other? That's weird that everyone is like directly around me. But yeah, don't know about that. I'm trying to avoid meeting Babylon. Reason for that is kind of twofold. Hey, if they don't know where I am, then they can't kill me, which is good. Oh, can't can't get around this way. And B, as soon as they meet me, they get writing for 3. And then they're like super powered, so we don't like that. For Ursa, here is my chariot. As long as it starts its turn on desert, plains, grassland, or tundra, it gets an extra movement, and it gets 3 movement normally. So it's just like a better scout, really. It's very quick. Let's get a builder. I want to work all 3 of these tile improvements if I can. I'm not going to stretch out and get myself an extra city, even though I get extra population with my Sumer ability. Until I get a district down, I kind of want to make sure that when I do start settling, I start settling properly, you know? There's animal husbandry, and there's the builder. It's only turn 10, and we've already got a builder out with a unique unit. Not a bad little start. It says Muscat was over here, but I can't see it. Wonder if it's lying to me. It could be that the notifications were totally lying to me. That is absolutely fair. Looks like horses have spawned in a couple of places around me, though. That's useful. I've got 2 choices. Either I beeline for campus or holy site, or I just beeline for horsemen and hope that I can keep myself alive. The problem with this mod is that as people spawn into the game with Deity++, they are crazy strong and they can attack me very quickly out of the gate. Well, until I get something like a Gogi, I'm feeling like getting settlers probably isn't the best idea. Should we get our war chariots? We'll scout out a little bit more. I like the idea of just really exploring the map, seeing where we can go. So we can keep an eye on how many people have spawned into the game so far. Only one person is Babylon 4, culture per turn. I'm tempted to play a little bit more cultural this game. And the reason for it is I could jump on my campuses and stack it with all of my science production in order to become very scientific. Or I could let these abilities basically carry my science whilst I ignore campuses and go for theatre squares and go more cultural. Which is better? Do I use my ability to effectively fill in the weaknesses of my empire? Or do I build up my strengths? Ooh, that's a good question. Either way, I feel like I would quite like to get myself a little bit of early game culture. I think I'm going to beeline to holy sites. Let's go through a holy site first. Got a couple of +2 sites around me that I can see which are fairly good. Yeah, I like the idea of going for first religion. That could be really good. I don't like the fact that I haven't got first Pantheon though. And Babylon's already got something, which is a little bit worrying. And it looks like the settler's already gone. So Babylon already got the settler. Oh no. A couple of things strike me already. Lots of horses around me as well as cattle. So I could very easily go for culture from pastures. I could also lean on the horses a little bit. There are a couple of horses around me that I can go for and get myself God of Craftsmen for production and faith. I do like Goddess of the Hunt though. The reason is this would be worth 3 extra culture and 3 extra production in my capital. That means my capital would be growing really quickly, which is very, very handy indeed. I could go fertility rights and go for the city growth rate of 10%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but late game, when you get democracy or communism, that's when that really shines. So you're playing for the late game. Or River Goddess, go for holy sites giving me 2 immunities and 2 housing. That would stack very nicely with my ability to get a little bit of extra immunities from my ziggurats near my capital, or my city centers generally, I should say. I think I'm going to need all the production and food I can get. I really do. I really do. So I think I'm going to have to go for Goddess of the Hunt. But I think acceptable answers would be strategics or camps. There are a few plantations above me as well. Not too many plantations, but that would be a fairly good option as well. I've got jungle. We could go for rainforest adjacency on Sacred Path. That's not a bad idea as well. Problem is that means you've got to keep the rainforest around. And quite frankly, I'd like to chop it down. Chop down that rainforest, I say. Now, let's go Goddess of the Hunt. I just like it. I like it too much. It means when these ivory tiles are improved, I get 1 extra food, 1 extra production, and 2 extra gold and turn them into these. I'm going to get 3 of these brilliant tiles. My capital's going to start growing again. Yeah, for me, I feel like that is a good move. That is a good, safe move. And look, I'm finding more ivory around. There's deer over here as well. I'm not limited to camps just in my capital. There's actually quite a few across the map, so this isn't too bad an idea at all. No sign of Muscat, though. I think I might have just totally been duped by this. Utterly duped. Survey, I'm not going to play Survey because I'm not building scouts this game. These war chariots are just too good at exploring. They're too fast. So I might as well use them. There's my second camp. Look, Uruk is now improving and upgrading quite nicely. There is a barbarian scout. Don't forget, we do want to kill barbarian outposts where we can, because as well as gold and era score, I also get tribal village improvements, which can include relic and population. 2 very handy things indeed. Let's go craftsmanship first. So far though, this start is proving fairly useful. I can't see Muscat anywhere though. I genuinely think I've been lied to here. I would love to get another city out. I really, really would, but I just feel like keeping the super monument for a second isn't a bad idea until I get the holy site down. So I'm going to go for monument. I wouldn't normally bother, but the production in my capital is so big, I kind of would like the culture to let the growth of my tiles spread as well. Maybe I'll go for another builder as well, because it looks like those horses could get improved fairly quickly as well. I have a lot of space around me though. Apart from Babylon, who are absolutely ruining things. Apart from then, the space is doing okay. Okay, they've got 34 score already. Oh, that's good. It's a lot of score. Look at that. There we go. Decent growth now, and my capital already has 17 production. Hey, that's not bad. We could lean into Temple of Artemis here. That is not a bad shout, actually. If I were to put Temple of Artemis on this tile, that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles minimum. It's pretty good. I think that's actually, that could be my best shout there. Yeah, I'll hold on to that, but that's not a bad idea. What's in the goodie hut? 40 gold. More ivory over there as well. Very good to know. Haven't found myself a natural wonder though. That is something I did want to find. Astrology has let me down slightly, which isn't very good. Persia apparently appears. Kabul apparently appears. Okay, this game is going to be very confusing as people just sort of pop up around me. I'm not entirely sure I like what's going on here. What's happening? Let's get another builder out quickly. Yeah, I don't know if settling and just waiting until I get my districts down is a good idea here. There is a lot of me. A lot of me is saying that I should be settling out right now, but I'm holding the course. This is a new mod for me. I don't know how it works exactly, but I feel like I'm not too far away from the correct answer here. We'll see. Another builder. I'm going to build my ziggurat, I think, because it's going to give my capital one extra immunity, I should say. Or I could put the farm down, which would improve, get my little bit of extra science, because it would be an extra river and a city centre. There's a lot of options here. I think I'm going to end up working that tower for a little while, so maybe the ziggurat is better. Yeah, let's plonk it down for the era score. That's not bad. It gives a little bit of faith to that tile for later, maybe. And let's just pump out a few slingers. If I can't get anything useful, I might as well just build up a bit of a defensive army for inevitably when I get attacked. There's a barb encampment, actually. I've just realised that. Maybe I should be going for that. Or no, slinger. I'll go for one more war cart because I can always send it over there with great speed. Yeah, look, that is Babylon. That is Babylon. I don't see them with great scientists, though. I kind of want to avoid meeting them. It really does screw Babylon over. Oh, there's Anshan I just met, by the way. Okay, I think it's given me a vague direction, but I don't think it gave me the exact location for things. I feel like I probably would have been a little bit overpowered, so I'll forgive it for now. Discipline will be handy because my war carts are going to be quite bad at killing barbarians. They do count as heavy cavalry? Heavy cavalry, which means barbs get a lot of strength against them, which is not good. Never mind. We'll do what we can for now. Urban planning still there. Gogi, yeah, I will. I was tempted to switch to a Gogi, but I don't think it's worth it. Oh, apparently Egypt has just appeared over in that direction. I could go and meet Egypt. That could be fairly decent. There's a pasture. Improves horseback riding. Let's get the first attack on against those spearmen. I might need to retreat pretty quickly, actually. Oh, that was painful. They're going to attack me in retribution? No, they may leave me be, actually, which is fairly decent. Oh, holy sight in 2 turns. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. That just shows you that it was worth waiting, wasn't it? Really? I mean, I've got a lot of production here, but the super monument doing a lot of good for me. I could have a go at Stonehenge. It's only 11 turns. Yeah, sod it. I've got a load of extra money here. Let's just try and build Stonehenge. What could go wrong? Let's go mining, and I can always chop it out if I need to. Like this tile there could easily be chopped, or maybe the rainforest if I got bronze wagon. I feel like this is a start where I can get a little bit greedy, but greediness has never gone wrong in any situation, I think you'll find. Don't forget my relic as well. I've got a full faith per turn coming in, and I can use my faith to buy war chariots and melee troops, which is relatively amusing, so maybe I'll have to keep an eye for that. Oh, 2 more horses there as well. Lovely stuff. Hello, Egypt. How are you? Honored to meet you. Love to sample your hospitality. There is your city. So you started with 2 population as well. Interesting. Where is your settler? I could harass them right now. I could absolutely harass them. They've got 8,000 gold. Oh my goodness. That's so much. I could get 800 of that by selling my relic. Oh, I could see if I could steal the settler. If I could steal the settler, that would absolutely decimate Egypt. But with 8,000 gold, I feel like they would just wreck me. -10 friendship. One of the things that my beautiful channel supporter said is that I've got to play as Gilgamesh. I have to offer everyone friendship as soon as I can. And alas, no, not going to work. I'll give them a delegation mode just for later. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. 8,500 gold. They're just going to burn through great people. I can see it now. Yep, look, they've already bought one great general. Just keep an eye on this. Oh, Egypt's building Stonehenge. Interesting. I could go to war with them and just sit on it, which would stop them from building it. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. I don't like the idea of them getting it before me. I'm getting it in 7 turns, which is pretty good. Oh, they're settling quick. How did that settler get through? My Stonehenge has 1 complete thing and 5 being constructed and a couple of stones on the edges. I feel like theirs is more advanced. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Also, Egypt is being incredibly frugal for a civilization with so much gold. Like, come on, trade with me better. Be more tradey, please. What's in the Barb encampment? Foreign trade boost and military tradition. Okay, right. Well, I got myself a Eureka from that, so that's not too bad. But we'll keep an eye out for more barbarians. I can get more kills. I certainly will. Now that I've got foreign trade, I will make no difference to anything right now. But I will go for early empire or government plaza. We'll go government plaza just because I feel like I can get that one sorted quickly. How good is this? We've got kind of like just over half a ring, just under half a ring. I feel like I'm catching up. I only got 4 turns left on this and I can chop, so I don't know if I will have to go to war. But I tell you what, I would be ready to go to war. I'm not gonna let Egypt get this. That is a complete ring. Oh my goodness, look how quickly that's being put together. Oh, I need 37 production to finish Stonehenge. 37, and I can get myself 27 with a chop. Meanwhile, that looks so complete. That looks so complete. Okay, what I'm going to do my cheeky thing. I'll sell them some ivory for some gold. And yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to do it. I'm going to regret this massively because they've got so much gold. They're going to just come at me with everything. I'm going to move my war chariot onto the tile, stealing the builder, but mainly just blocking them. I can't take their cities. There's nothing I can really do here. Oh my god, are you building another thing? Hanging gardens. Oh, this is something. Deity plus. The AI has almost twice production compared to me. They are going to be so difficult this game. They have such an advantage. We're going to see if we can kind of hold on to this a little bit here. I'm going to finish Stonehenge where I can. Yep, look, they're going to kill my war chariot, but that's not important. It's not important because now I'm within 1 turn. I can chop it out and there's Stonehenge. What did it cost me? It cost me a potential friendship with Egypt. Now, all I've got to do is stumble through about 10 turns of this and then hopefully grind out a quick peace with them. Then it'll all be good. But, oh, that is a win. Beating Deity plus AI to Stonehenge. That is the Pantheon in play. If I hadn't gone for this camp Pantheon, I wouldn't have had the production to do that. So that is lovely. And now the goal is basically, can I escape? I think I'm going to give them a distraction here and see if I can move my chariot out. But yeah, that's painful. 3 turns for a holy site. I'm just going to plonk one of those down because then I've got nice options on making my religion, which is pretty cool. Oh, nope, they chose to kill my my war chariot, which is probably sensible. So I lost my unit from doing that, and I'm not going to take the builder out, but that's fine because I believe I have first religion. What do I do this game? I don't want to do anything that involves me spending my faith. So Jesuit education is probably not a good idea for me because I've got my faith per turn. I'm going to be using it on units and I want those units to keep me safe. Reliquaries would give me a lot more tourism and it would give me a lot of bonus faith from the relic I've already got. It would be a fairly specific play. Feed the World would help me to improve my capital further and would give me a holy site that would actually mean that I would want to build the holy site and put the shrine and temple in all of it, which is good. I know Jerusalem is already in the game, so just logically extrapolating, I'd want my religion to spread. I like Feed the World. We're kind of the breadbasket of the world. You know I like Feed the World. It's something I just really enjoy. So we're going to take that, and I'm going to, again, try and do things that mean that we can semi-avoid getting campuses, maybe? So we'll go for what? It's what the AI always goes for, so I'll steal it for now. Still got at least 10 turns, and I've got 23 era score, so this is, so far, it's looking okay. I've got enough to be surviving right now. now. Oh, a tribal hut. I need 2 more of these era score things, or I need to kill that barbarian complex. I don't know if Egypt knows where I am just yet. They may need to come and find me. So I have a couple of turns of security, but we'll see how much that lasts. 1 envoy in Anshan gives me 1 extra science per turn. That's a 25% increase, so we will definitely take that. And there's the holy site. Perfect. I have no other districts that I can put down right now apart from my government plaza, which is very tempting. So I think I'm just going to put a couple turns into getting some settlers out, because we've got some really, really good spaces to settle. Well, saying that, Egypt have a lot of army. Well, a lot of potential for me. They've got 200 military strength, but they're burning through their gold right now. I think that means they're coming to get me. I'm going to use my gold to buy the shrine. It's 2 faith per turn, which is really good, but also 3 food and 2 housing just helps my city to grow. And yeah, I will get myself a settler. Let's just do that quickly. Again, I've only got to survive a few turns until Egypt can peace out, which is lovely. There's my faith. I will just use it to buy myself a war chariot. Just means we've got a little bit more defense when I need it later. I can embark on some pretty decent defensive warfare if I need to. I really don't want to get involved in like a really huge war with Egypt, which, you know, maybe declaring on them probably, you know, that may not have been the best idea, but never mind. We'll say that we can ignore that for now. Oh, there's a scout. I believe they may have found me. I'll see if we can kill the scout before it can find too much out about me. Although I feel like the horse may have bolted on that one. Egypt may be streaming through very, very soon. Have we not met Babylon yet? This is expert. This is absolutely expert Babylon management. Although I think they probably have already now got themselves the campuses, so whether or not that actually is making any difference at all is unlikely. Look, there's Egypt's scout killed. It just helps, and I can take over the barbarian encampment, which I'm doing much more of now, playing as Gilgamesh. Archery boosted. Honestly, that's a poor one for me. I didn't need that. Just having a look for places to settle, and camps obviously are very, very good for us. I can see a location over there, which blocks off the expansion routes a little bit for both Babylon and Egypt if I settle on that tile. So we'll keep an eye on that as an option. I do like the idea of also trying to claim up here as well. This little pass may turn this into a bit of a defensive location, so I might try and settle on that tile just to block their expansion a little bit. And I want to do the same down in this direction if I can. I could settle there, and then I could settle down on this direction in order to exploit some of these resources a little bit more, because these are all on rivers as well. Maybe over there. So what I want to do is kind of not settle until I settle and then go wabam and settle everywhere. Doesn't really make any sense. You're just going to have to just have to go with it. It makes sense to me, I promise. The main problem I'm really considering here is that Egypt at some point are going to turn up with chariot archers. I really don't like chariot archers. They are very tough to kill at the best of times. Let's just get the government plaza down quickly. It's 2 turns. I know I could have chopped that tile down, but it's just not worth it right now. I'm not going to steal Anshan, so Amani I'm going to hold off on for now. Pingala I might do. Pop him in. A little bit more science, a little bit more culture. Just helps me to keep up with the AI. 23 culture per turn already for Egypt means they're not hanging around on this. All right, they found me. 22 science per turn? That's with a minus 50% penalty. Oh dear. Well, that's not good, is it? That's not good at all. Let me just quickly forge a way through here. I'm trying to avoid all the barbarians where I can. Do you want to just quickly do me a favor? Could you declare war on Egypt for me? No. I'd have to give them a decent chunk of gold to do that. But you know what? I will do that. You join the ongoing war. Perfect. They're at war with me. Declare friendship. Oh, we tried it. They're not going to like me for long. I can try and make peace with Egypt. There we go. So we've just turned Egypt and Babylon on each other, and then I've just scampered out of the war. Oh no, I'm a terrible person. That's awful. Hey, it's not awful. It's diplomacy. That's what we're going to say. That's what I'm going to say all day long. I can sell some ivory over to Babylon. Hey, they'll buy my horses for a lot of gold as well. Yeah, no, I will trade my horses away all day. That is fine. I saw that he had a relic. I assume I don't have enough money to... Oh no, I don't have anywhere to put it, do I? Okay, when I get a temple, I'm going to keep an eye on that. I knew I should have gone reliquaries. Every game I go, oh no, it's not worth it. It's always the game where it's worth it. And I think to get my capital rocking quickly, Temple of Artemis has got to happen, isn't it? So let's just plonk this down, get it going as quickly as we can. It's Pingala, Connoisseur, when you're ready. Kind sir, a bit more culture per turn will do me nicely. Yerevan. Interesting. Okay. Yerevan has just appeared over to my left. Haven't met them though, so we need to go and actually physically meet them. That's hilarious. They're more faith per turn though, if I do, so we'll go and quickly meet them as fast as we can. That's nice, and this is where, hopefully, my Sumerian ability will kick in nicely for me. I'll found the city with 2 population. There we go. Joyous stuff. And what I'm immediately going to do is use some of this surplus of gold, get myself a builder and a trader, and then we're going to just send the route back to Uruk. Yeah, I reckon that's good. Yeah, easy golden age for us. Have I lost my monument? Yeah, that's my second city. So I've lost the bonuses of settling. I think that's just a mechanism the mod gives you for civs that spawn in just to immediately catch up with other people. I don't really need it, but now we should be good. +2 holy site, we'll take that. That's brilliant. Get Feed the World rocking quite quickly. Hanging Gardens has been finished by Egypt. They are not messing around at all, are they? And Uruk, look at that. 3 food, 2 production already. Perfect. That just really helps to boost that city nicely. Anyone else getting a religion at the moment? No, no one is. And here is the furs. Something I think I can sell. Not for much, but I could sell it. Oh, I'd rather get myself a really good chunk of gold if I am selling anything to the AI. Yeah, look, they're really not keen on much, apart from 500 gold for my relic. No, thank you, kind lady. My relic is pretty much the only thing right now giving me an army because I'm just buying these war chariots with the faith. Very, very handy. Just keeps my arms score above 0, which is always nice. It means I keep exploring a lot of the map. I want to go and see what's below Yerevan. I think if I can settle out to the top and to the bottom, I can peg this entire side of the continent out, which will be lovely. Give myself a lot more flexibility when it comes to stopping the AI from settling near me. Pyramids, you say? Interesting. There's Yerevan. Am I first to meet them? Yep, I'm first to meet them. Good. I was going to say, if I wasn't, that would be rubbish. Oh, Yerevan is obviously make sure apostles, you can pick the promotion. We've just gone for a religious victory. I don't think I'll be going religious today, but it's always worth keeping an eye out. Now, the other thing it's worth keeping an eye out for is barbarian outposts. I know none of them right now, but if they appear, we want to go for them almost immediately because they will give me a huge amount of Ursa score, and also every time I kill a barbarian outpost, I give myself another tribal village. So it's always worth keeping an eye on them and sitting on them as quickly as I can. Okay, theatre squares, I do want to jump on those pretty quickly. I like the idea of a cultural Babylon. I'm really getting it. I really want to use this tourism overview screen a little bit more, and I just think it's really cool. Amani, very, very quickly, pop yourself over into Yerevan. It's always worth Ursa score to keep on the city-states. I will do that, absolutely. Just looking at my economic policies, I think this is the time to get settling now, isn't it? Political philosophy, as soon as I can do this, I can get myself the card, which gives me builders every time I put a city down, which will be massively helpful, but I've got good gold per turn, so I don't need to rush that right now. Maybe I'll just go for watermill. Honestly, there's a lot of things I can do. I'm enjoying this game so far. I like the fact that you've got a little bit of a starting advantage with Sumeria. It really feels like they should have made the Civ originally. You know, they are like a Civ that it portrays a very early part of human history. So having them growing nice and quickly does seem to be really cool. They're willing to pay for my open borders, which is fine, as is Egypt, but I kind of want to make my empire a little bit impenetrable at the moment. I like that. It's a fun idea. Look at these Pantheon tiles. Oh, all these camps, they're just so good. I'm really pleased with the choice. Like, of all the Pantheons we could have gone for, definitely good. Babylon is tough. So I've got 7 population. Egypt's up to 11. Babylon's on 18. Oh my lord, Babylon is going to be an absolute crazed machine this game. They're on 15 techs compared to my 5. They've already got a 10 tech advantage on me. Oh, terrifying. What's poor Ursa supposed to do to keep up with that? Nothing, I say. I can, I'm going to actually just sell things to people. I'm selling strategic resources to the AI. It never goes wrong, I say. Never goes wrong. I refuse to hear anyone say otherwise. Oh, I had iron. I actually settled on iron. That is amazing. So I've got some iron coming in. I was wondering why that was coming in per turn, and I did just see that I had iron over there, which is a bit of a shame because I don't like iron spawning so close to a double mountain. Like, that was a +3 campus spot or a holy site, but yeah, you know what, it is what it is. Now let's see if this works. Let's put a farm on a river next to my city center. And yeah, there we go. An extra science per turn. That one science, that's a big bonus for me. That is a really decent bonus. So we are just keeping on that sort of fun thing. I love it. I love it. Minor resource. I'm not going to actually let wheel boost beyond a point. I don't mind waiting for it. I want to just make sure that I'm efficiently picking up all the Eurekas I can, because the game is not going to mess around with me. It is going to make this very, very hard. Here we go. Temple of Artemis. That is worth 4 food, I think 3 housing in my capital, or it's 3 food and 4 housing. Who knows? Both options are pretty good in the long run. But 1 amenity for every camp, pasture, and plantation within 4 tiles of this wonder. It means, I believe, my capital should now be, yeah, ecstatic. Oh, 25. And it'll grow as well. That in itself is a really fun thing. I'm going to have to keep, beelining between infrastructure and more settlers. So we'll have to go for settler now, but I want to get infrastructure, settler, infrastructure, settler. Balance growth with expansion. It's the usual way, isn't it? Having to decide between those two things, but it's not a problem. Let's go for this city first. It's got 2 sources of horses, tasty, and also a camp that I can work immediately. Then I'll work this city just to close off the mountain pass, and then I'll block off this one, again a camp and some farmable resources. That gives me an impenetrable city barrier, which would be beautiful. And I've just noticed as well, my religion is spreading. Oh yes, no one's going for a religion yet. It's a very phased start. We have a bit of an advantage starting so early because nobody else has even discovered what religions are. So that in itself is brilliant. If either Egypt or Babylon decide at any point to get a religion, we will have a lot of advantage over them. Egypt has just denounced me, which isn't great, but I'll ignore it for now. Just for now. Use my gold, get a shrine. I don't follow my religion in this city, which is a bit annoying, but it gives me the faith. Next turn actually we'll have enough to buy something, so that's good. Yerevan has proved to me down to the south that there's nowhere else to go, so this continent is kind of limited a little bit, but we've got a lot of space. So again, settler, monument, just mixing together expansion and my infrastructure. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Dayboy91, Shoncrates, Portland, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalek, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boyzoro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Bear Ray, El Truand, Creston, RB Hedge, Mushkin Mandeltort, Esri Dax, Deeble Time, Shoelace, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Clint Hennes, Dr. Bobby. Thank you all for your support and for everyone for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye!